Hi, my name is David Butt and I'm the National CEO of Grow Australia. I'm extremely proud to introduce this grower testimonial as it helps demonstrate not only the power of Grow's unique peer-to-peer support program, but hope of recovery. The stories are real and raw. The message is one of hope and happiness. If you're looking for support for your mental health, Grow is here to help.
I attempted suicide about 4.5 years ago. Best thing that ever happened, I got locked up in a psych ward and I got a diagnosis of alexithymia and autism. After that, I gave my parents 6 months and I said, if I don't have something in 6 months, then I will go down the suicide route again. And about 3 months into that 6-month period, my auntie said to me, I've heard about this thing called Grow. I don't really know much about it, but it may help. And I thought, well, I was trying all sorts of other things. I'll give it a shot. And everything I'd been doing, I give about 6 times or 6 weeks or whatever it is. And so I went to the first session. There was something there. These people were coming and week after week, so after about the 3rd week, I thought, there's something really there and I can actually learn something from this. I committed to the Grow group at the time and, yeah, as I said, 4.5, 5 years ago, and I've been a member of different groups of Grow ever since. That I came across Grow because I needed something for my headspace to get me out of the situation I was in, and that was the thing. I tried all sorts to do with reflexology, alternative treatments, all sorts of things, and Grow, and I even tried proper psychiatrists and everything, and Grow was the one that works. Everything is progressive and it is structured. So each week you come to a Grow session. I'm not going to go into too many details, but you have one problem you present, you get given one practical task to help with your problem and one solution. That's all it is. So you're not presenting the world, the Grow group, all of your problems, because you can't deal with all of your problems at once. Nobody can. And Grow groups are not professional, they're just, everyone in the Grow group is a person like you or me. So I love the fact that you come in there and each week you progress just a little bit. Even, I always use the analogy of percentages. So if you change by 1% in a year, and if you go to Grow groups every week for 52 weeks, at the end of the year, you are 52% a different person. Because I'm high-functioning autistic, and because of that, my head is like a computer database. It sees things in structures and patterns and hierarchies and numbers and statistics, all of those things. So I struggled for a long time to see the personal. I went down the suicide route because I was sick of seeing everyone and everything as just numbers and patterns, and it became predictable rhythms and routines, but they weren't people. I was interacting with things, and I didn't want to do that anymore. Psychologists and psychiatrists have their place, and I'm never going to discount that. What is different is that with Grow, these are people who genuinely care about you rather than just, tell me what you think about this. These are people who genuinely care. They're not getting paid or anything. And at a certain point you start to really feel and realise that they want the best for you, and it's not just, this is what we should be doing because this is what the theory says. It works, it's practical. What I find is your testimony, your personal story as to what led you mental health wise to where you are in a good spot today It changes over time as you progress through life's challenges. And you need a venue. You need a venue to be able to talk about yourself and learn to talk about yourself objectively. And that's what Grow does, is instead of just having your own internal monologue, and that's all you've got, where you might be repeating the same problems to yourself and not realizing that, by presenting in Grow your story, what you do is that you realize what you're doing, and you become more objective about it, so that you can actually start to see and change the problems, and they become solutions. Before this, I looked upon these people, who other people would say friends, as acquaintances to be used in a certain way, and family was the same. There was a connection there that had to be looked after and something done with, because it was something to do. Now, having gone through Grow, I have developed true friendships. There are people who I see and come into contact with in Grow every day, and I care about these people. I care about my friends and family. And that was not something, even, that took about a year, but so after 3.5, 4 years in Grow, I can care about friends and family. It's completely different, the relationships. We can talk about issues. We can even just have, it's not just social chit-chat for the sake of social chit-chat. It is talking because you want to talk to that person, and they're real relationships. They're not just surface paper relationships that I now have with my friends and family. My mum and dad, I can have conversations with them now that I didn't know existed. Grow is ostensibly about developing objectivity, and I have developed some more objectivity, but that was always my strong suit anyway. But I have also learned that you can use Grow the other way, to develop those emotions. Grow is for the underdeveloped as well as the overdeveloped emotionally. And that's what I've done, is I've learned it's okay to cry. It's actually, sometimes it's necessary to have those tears. It's to experience a negative or a positive emotion is for me an absolute treasure. And I really love that fact that I can do these things, and that's how I use Grow. Everyone in Grow uses it differently, because everyone has their own particular journey. My journey through Grow has been to learn to develop my emotions, and for that I'm so grateful. I'm very good at reading people, and I will still read their body language. And I can still predict their responses, but there is an emotional layer there. I'll use the connotation of language. Different languages use different parts of the brain. It's the same thing with emotions. They use different parts of your brain to what the logical, rational side does. So I have a different filter or a different layer that I can actually use when talking to somebody. I can feel what is going on rather than just analysing what's going on. That's what has really helped, is it provides a layer of depth and complexity, and I can experience something rather than it just being surface observational material. Everything is a challenge at the beginning, but Grow is an approachable challenge. When Grow is not going to present something that is too difficult for anyone to handle. It's one problem, one solution, one piece of program. You're not going to be overwhelmed by anything. Just give the program a chance, and don't be afraid that you're going to fail, because everyone fails some point, but you never fail 100%. Some of that is still success. I used to intensely dislike the rain, like a cat in the rain. And so I became non-functional in the rain when it was raining. I would not go out. It was a wasted day and nothing would ever happen when it was a rainy day. And yet my practical task of this particular time was to go out and to do something that I loved when it was raining. I love gardening. I'm a gardener through and through, and so it was raining, and this is the most expensive practical task I've ever done, because I went to a Bunnings store and I came away with about $50 in plants. I love every one of those plants, I've still got them, but I came away and I was just, because I was under the shelter, I was okay. I walked out with those plants, and ever since then I've been able to function in, I don't like the rain, but I function in it and I can do things in it in a way that I could never have done it before. That's my practical task that I always remember. For people who are more emotional, you might have depression, you might have bipolar, whatever you have, these are not just your problems. These are the problems that lots of other people have, and in Grow we encounter these situations all the time, and there are real practical solutions that will improve your life in Grow. Objectivity is a thing that really helps, but also having that shared community and realizing that you're not alone. And just building those bonds so that when you're having a really bad week, you've got somebody there who was going to be talking to you saying, how's your week been? I love this weather. Or whatever the good thing is that has been making their day great and your day great. Grow, for me, is about communication and relationships. And if you build up that communication, you learn to talk to the people who are around you, and you have those relationships, your life will get better. For me, without a doubt, there would have been suicide, because when I put my mind to something, I do it, and Grow provided me that solution that was not suicide. That's it. I have improved because of it, and yeah, I just relish the opportunity to help others.